All right, so we're going to be looking at problem number 3. Before we do that, I'm going to just go ahead and put our steps down here at the bottom again. It's good to just review those. So remember our roadmap. It goes starting with grams of what we have, which means given. So grams of what we have or grams of our given. We go from that. Then we go to moles of what we have or given. Okay. Then from moles of that, we got to go to moles of what we want. And then if we need to, we will go to grams of what we want. All right, 3 steps because there's 3 conversions. So step 1, to go from here to here, you simply divide by the molar mass. Step 2, to go from here to here, you multiply by your mole ratio. So again, mole ratio comes from the coefficients. So that is mole what you want on top over mole of what you have on bottom. And then just a reminder that that comes from your coefficients. Last step, if we need to go from moles to mass, we are going to multiply by our molar mass. All right, so let's take a look at question number 3. 47.1 moles of FeS reacts with how many moles of HCl? So I'm going to do the chart way first, and then I'll do the other way. So I've got to put in my balanced equation. 2HCl gives me FeCl2 plus H2S. I draw my lines because I like to keep stuff separated. I'm going to write my summary because it just keeps me straight. This is not a have-to step, but I did notice that when we were doing the reteach stations, this is the part that everyone loses their mind on, that we forget how to do. So it's important that you can identify what you're given and what you're looking for. So the only 2 things we were asked about is FeS and HCl. So that means I don't care about this stuff over here. So I do cross it off so I don't get confused. We're going to bring down our mole ratio, which comes from the coefficient. So it even tells you if there's no number, it's a 1. Okay. Fill out the information I'm given. So I have 47.1 moles of FeS. So that goes here where it says number of moles. Since that is moles, that means I'm not going to do anything with mass for FeS because it gave me moles. My question mark is how many moles of HCl. So here's HCl. This is how many moles. Once again, we're in moles, so that means we don't need to worry about anything to do with mass. So we have a mole to mole problem. Moles of what we have, moles of what we want. So we simply have one step, and that is to multiply by our mole ratio. So we're starting with 47.1. So the mole ratio is what we want over what we have. Cross multiply, divide. So we have 47.1 times 2 divided by 1. So this gives us 94.2 moles of HCl. Okay, so 94.2 moles of HCl, because that's where we're stopping. Once again, like I said, if you don't like doing the chart, you can just follow the steps. So we have moles of what we have, so mole of have, and we are going to mole of want. Okay, this is what we have or given. We were given moles. We want moles. So mole have, mole want. That down here matches to this part right here. So we only have one step to multiply by our mole ratio. So we're starting with 47.1 moles of FeS multiplied by our mole ratio, which is want over have. That comes from coefficients. So want over have, so that's times 2 over 1. This problem gets done all together, so 47.1 times 2 divided by 1. Oops, not divide by 11. Divide by 1. Still gets us 94.2 moles of FeS. Okay, So that was question number 3.